We're going to start at SMART goals. But first, I have a question for everyone within the group. How many times have you sat down and put together a plan only to have it kind of fall apart? It's because while we do make goals as people, we tend to only think about the then, now, what we're doing in that very moment. We don't actually sit down to consider all the steps, the parts, like every little key piece that comes into making all of this. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a concept that I was introduced to this week that I myself have sat down and used. It's called making SMART goals. And we're also going to go into a program that one of my friends introduced me to called Mind Map. Now, to begin, we have this right here. These are our SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, worthwhile, and timely. And I'm going to read these off to you. If you want to take notes, write them down for yourself. This is the criteria in which we're going to go through every single part of our goals. Every little thing that we write down needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to what you're doing. That's one of the most important parts. Timely. Because if you just say, hey, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, you'll never give yourself the time to do it. You're not going to put that effort in. So let's start with the S for specific. Those are the who, what, where, when, and why, and which. Define the goal as much as possible with no ambiguous language. That's a lot harder than it sounds. But what you want to write is who is involved? What do I want to accomplish? Where will it be done? Why am I doing this? Which constraints, which means like variables, which things that you're going to keep yourself from straying off the path, and requirements do I have? Second, we're going to go with the M, which is measurable. From and to. Can you track the progress and measure the outcome? How much, how many, how will I know when my goal is accomplished? That's a big thing. A lot of us start off with the goals of, okay, cool, I'm going to be successful. We might come up with a way to do it. We might, dive into the world of dreams and be like, okay, cool, if this works out, if that works out, if that works out, then I'll be here. So if ABC all come together, then that's going to equal D. But if you never really put a spot on what D is, by the time A, B, and C round up, you don't even know where you're at. You're kind of still floating. So attainable. I am guilty of this myself. That's the how. Is this goal reasonable enough to be accomplished? How so? Make sure the goal is not out of reach or below standard performance. I know that a lot of people live by the mantra of if you shoot for the stars, you miss, you hit the moon. Or if you shoot for the moon and you miss, you hit the stars. That's dope, but it also leads you down a long road of disappointment, kind of getting tired of your route, kind of feeling like you're never gonna make it. So what we're doing is we're trying to make healthy, realistic goals for you to go through, tackle, move on to the next until you get to that big, big goal of being successful. Now, relevant, is a goal worthwhile, and will it meet your needs? Some people tend to make goals that have nothing to do with what they're trying to accomplish. You're trying to build a business, but yet you're making a goal to, take 5 pictures a day. You're making a goal to spend more time away from the house. Like, you need to pick a goal that's going to build what you're trying to do. All of that other stuff is cool. You can have that on the back burner. When it comes to setting a plan in motion for your success, you need to pick things that actually have something to do with it. Is each goal consistent with other goals you have established? It fits your immediate and long-term plans. I mean, that's just basic right there. Now, the last one, T, time limit. Your objective should include a time limit. I will complete this step by month, day, year. It will establish a sense of urgency and prompt you to have better time management. And there is nothing better than sitting yourself down and giving yourself 2 weeks to get something done. You think about it like this: when you're in school, procrastinate. You look around and you see that your paper's due in 5 days. That procrastination goes out the window because you're not trying to fail. Or a much more personal and relatable example. Let's say you spend the weekend going out, partying, having fun, doing what you do, enjoying time with your significant other, whatever. Next thing you know, you just remembered you got rent due in 2 weeks. That's like 1,500. All right, bet. So what do you do? How do you make that up? Do you sit and say, woe is me? Do you call somebody and ask for help? You got 2 weeks to make this happen. I bet you in those 2 weeks, you hustle more than you probably have in the last 5 years of your life. Anytime you end up in that life or death situation, because you only got 2 weeks to make this work. Figure it out, you get to it, you make it happen. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to put your goals on that kind of clock, on that kind of schedule. So when you look up, you're like, oh man, I got 2 more weeks to make this happen. And it's go time. Go time. No sitting back, no being complacent. Taking a step every day, every time you move, that goal is on your mind. All right. So as I was saying, with all of these written down, and I'm going to go back in just 1 second if you need a little time to write that down, go back over it. With all of these, you have the basis for a complete setup of how to write your goals. You have the basis for a realistic setup on how to write your goals. Now, one more time, just for the people who need to see this. And this is the piece of resistance. I'm going to show you guys my setup this evening, where I started, how I got to where I wanted to be, and what I'm currently using right now in order to get my success, my goals, everything I've put together. All right, so what you're looking at right now is a program called S.M.A.R.T. You can get it on your computer, you can get it on your tablet, you can get it on your phone, but this is what it looks like. These are Daniel Shan's goals, the things I'm focusing on right now, everything that I'm trying to put together within my life at the current moment. So as you can see, it starts out there. I have, that's supposed to say my self-image, but yeah, sometimes I don't spell check. But all right, so my first goal is rebuilding my self-image. My second is building the group Trend Society that I'm a part of and what you guys are watching on our YouTube channel right now. And my third is financial stability. So we have my mission statements right here. But we're going to start with this. My financial stability. I started out with a goal. I want to be able to do things that will attribute to living a comfortable life, right? My first goal in that one is living debt-free within the next year, March 2021. It's about a year and a half. That gives me a time. It's straightforward to the point. It's obtainable. It's measurable. And even then, I didn't stop there. I broke it down. Wrote all my goals down. All right, I owe T-Mobile. I don't know who doesn't own a phone company in their life, but I owe T-Mobile about $699. I want to have that paid off in 9 months. I know that I need to pay $75 each month. See, it's setting myself up to know exactly what I'm looking for. Is breaking it down, because I could say, yo, I want to be debt-free by this time. I mean, granted, that's great, but I haven't really sat down and worked out all the pieces, all the contingencies, everything that I need to, and set a plan for even the small parts of it. So I also have some student loan debt. It's not much, but it's still sitting on my credit. At least I know in a year I can get rid of that if I pay $90 a month. And then, you know, my ex being a smart ass, oh, my bad, but, you know, owe her $100. So, but the second part of my goal of being financially stable is I currently work as a server for First Watch. I've recently come into a promotion to be the NRO, which is a traveling server. Pays great. You know, it's a big boost to what I'm doing. Helps me get out there into the world, be around more people. But it does require a lot of work. It requires a lot of discipline. It requires knowing a lot about a company that for the longest time I didn't feel like I needed to learn a lot about. So now pulling my stuff together, reining myself in and getting it. So break down the NRO. My first goal is working the first watch way, which is, you know, plain, simple, specific, straight to the point. I'm already working there. So at least I know in my head, all I have to do is continue doing the things I'm doing. But goal two is building relationships with my NRO people. That'll come when I start traveling on the road even more, when I get to know a few of the newer people outside of my city. So once I get to that point and I start making it, I'll hit this right here. I'll click another subsection and I'll add it there. My goal three, study my training info. I'm going to be running city to city, opening new stores, training people, teaching them how to do things the way that the company wants it done. And, you know, that's a lot. And there's a lot of things that people aren't going to teach you. So I need to take it into my own hands to make that happen. So I wrote understanding of workbook procedures by the end of November. It's October right now. They're supposed to be shipping me out for real training next month. So what is my goal? I know that weekly, I need to watch one first watch training video. I need to do my 10 commandments, my 5 steps of service Quizlet. I got a little test off of Quizlet. I do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And I need to up my menu knowledge. So I have a Quizlet in there too. And I do that 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Then when I tell you I ran through that thing today, came home, didn't even want to do it. I had a long day at work. I've been up since 5, but I got this right here. Just watching it being specific, me knowing that it's a small part of a larger goal, made me go for it even harder. And my third part, being financially stable, would be my budgeting. I don't know if a lot of you know, but I'm coming at a crossroads in life where I've got to make some important decisions. I've got to hustle. I got to build myself up. So I'm working on getting another car. You know, I want 3,000 by October 2020 of the next year to buy my dream car. Now I need to put in $250 a month for that, which is $65 a week, $15 a day anytime I work, which we'll get to what that means later on. Same thing with a new apartment. By February, I need to have $1,500 to move in. That's $300 a month, $75 a week, $20 a day. Bam. Also, I got this little goal right here, open an online savings deadline, because I've been reading the book by Ramit Sethi, which I really, 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 really recommend to anybody who's trying to get their finances in order. Just having somebody break it down to you. You don't have to follow all his directions, but the man's plan is working wonders for me. It's a little shout out right there. But we have my bills, right? No, don't get me wrong, because of the life I lead and the way that I've lived my life, I don't have that many bills right now. So mine totals out to 1,100 and some change. So I normally serve 4 days a week in order to make sure that I have enough of that money, and I got a little left over. You know, within a month, I'm working 16 shifts. I want to put $100 in my bank account every day that I work, so I can have 1,600. So this is just a little wiggle room, a little cushion, just in case. The rest of that money, and that goes to all of these savings right here. I need to add it on here that my online savings is going to get another $50 every week for me. But I even have it set up on how I'm going to make this happen by going to the bank after work every day. Doesn't matter how much I have in my pocket. Doesn't matter what I got to do. Doesn't matter where I need to be. Go to the bank first. That is the small piece of my goal that's going to make all of this work right there. And of course, I wrote my end goal. My end goal is to have everything on auto pay. I was talking to somebody the other day. They put me down on something that was beautiful, way to boost your credit, way to get the points, way to just make some money. But we'll talk about that at a later date. All I'm trying to show you guys is that to have this one goal, financial stability, there's so many pieces that come into play that nobody ever thinks of. I didn't even think of until this was introduced to me. But I kid you not, this is the most beautiful because, you know, they always say if you're reaching for something big, you need to start small, you need to take a step. All of these little bubbles right here, they're all steps, they're all building blocks. And then what we do is we take that and we run it through this criteria right here. So everything you write, you know that it's possible, you know that it's specific, you know you can see the progress from start to finish, you know that you can make it happen, you know it all ties into something. And you're not just sitting here saying, one day I'm gonna get there, one day I'm gonna have that, one day I'm gonna have this. No, you have to start with an end date, you know, once you get to that point, and you know if you did everything you could to that point. And these are my summaries for the entire thing. Come March 2021, I will not owe anybody any money. I don't want anybody to call me up and be like, yo, you got that $20 out, you got that $100 out, you. I don't want anybody to go to my bank accounts, my trading accounts. My life is my life, and my money will be my money. Now, NRL Superstar, of course, come November 1st, I'm going to be the most prepared. I'm going to walk in that building, and they're going to know why they hired me for the position. You know? And last but not least, my budgeting. I've always been one to be, you know, I've always wanted to make sure that I was good on the back end. I could have everything that I wanted in life just by knowing that my life is taken care of, that I can get up and I can go out, I can spend whatever I got in my bank account, and I don't have to worry about being broke the next day because everything else is taken care of. All right, so introduce y'all to probably a little bit of a larger one, but it'll make so much more sense after I'm done with it. We're not going to get too deep into it, but rebuilding my self-image, which I do need to change that. But I want to be the most complete version of me that I've ever been. You know, I want to feel it. I want to look it. I want to live it. I just don't want to tell people I'm doing well. I want people to see me doing well. There's a little more to it, you know, like my aesthetic, building my wardrobe. I'm using a credit card in order to buy clothes, but I have to keep my mind on that, because if not, I'll go crazy. You know, everybody get a credit card, we're just like, oh boy, I'm about to pop off and go shopping. No, I've set myself rules. The highest I go is 200. I only buy things that I like. I pay off my balance every month. By this guide, I can make that happen. It's always there, you know, maintaining my hair, self-care routine. It's yellow right there because I need to make a specific goal. I need to make a specific routine. So until I figure that out, I'm not going to put it on there because I don't want something ambiguous. I want something specific, timely, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, where I'm going to get it from, where I'm going to pull it from. Until I get that, I'm not going to do it. No. We also have my mental wellness, which, you know, health is wealth in this time, this generation, being as physically fit and as mentally fit as you can possibly be. It's a blessing, man. It's something nobody can take away from you. So, you know, putting myself first. I even got the time limits of how I'm going to do these things, what parts of them I'm going to use, how I'm going to, you know, keep myself grounded in this world. I'm going to keep myself to my own space, and also just, you know, daily affirmations. It's something we wrote a few weeks ago when we told ourselves we was the man. I want this, that, and the other by the time I'm here. You know, it's crazy, dude. But, all right. So, self-reflection, of course, control the substances. It's basically alcohol. I don't know about you, but love it. Got to stay away from it a little, you know, if I'm trying to get some work done. That's a celebration thing. And then physical fitness. I even got that taken down. 30 minutes of exercise a day, to tracking my food, going to the gym, how I'm going to handle that, my vegetarian diet, how much water I'm drinking a day. It's all fits. It's all specific. It's all measurable. It's all attainable. It's all relevant, and it's all timely. These are all the concepts that you want to use when creating your map for how you're going to build yourself, or else you're just flailing. Like, I got an example, got plenty of examples of times that I've sat down and I've been like, all right, cool. You know, we're going to build this, we're going to make this happen. You can say, oh, I'm going to be rich by 2010. I mean, not 2010, but 2020. Okay, what are you going to do to get there? What are you going to put together to get there? How are you going to offset a bad time or something negative that happens within your life? It's so much that it covers. And I just want anybody watching this to sit down, take the time, study, focus. If you need any help with the X-Mind program, got you. But, just share with us, participate, write down specific goals, follow the SMART goal steps, and we can build you forward. All right, but that's it for me. Enough looks into my personal life at this point. Kick it back and finish this meeting with my brothers. We'll catch you another time.